Hello, welcome back to the Classical Republican, episode 2, where we're going to be talking about symbols of classical republicanism. Let's begin with the clothing that I wore in episode 1. You might see some of those again. First, I wore the chiton, and over that, I wore a chlamys. Now, this is ancient Greek clothing, and of course, we were talking about Aristotle, and he would have seen people walking around like that. Now, the hat I wore, of my own making, well, of course, it was all of my own making, is the Phrygian cap of liberty. Okay, this is something that is probably 3,000 years old. And what it started out was representing a person who was free. It was a free person, someone who was in a condition of non-domination. Okay, so usually they didn't live in places where you had a monarch. Other symbols you will see. This is the Venetian flag, the flag of the old republic. Okay, it lasted about 1,000 years in Venice. Okay, so that was a classical republic, and it ended in 1797 when the revolutionary armies of France, led by General Napoleon Bonaparte, destroyed it because they wanted to travel through to go attack Austria. And the Venetians said no. So Napoleon said, surrender. And they actually went and voted to surrender. And the Doge took off his cap, as the story goes, handed it to his secretary and said, I won't be needing this anymore. So, some other symbols from Venice. I got some Venetian masks. You won't be seeing me in these very often because I wear glasses, and I'm most comfortable in glasses. So, but the significance of these particular masks are that they're silver and gold. You also notice that I wore silver and gold rings on my hand. Of course, this is my wedding ring. This is a ring that was given by a relative on my wife's side. And so what silver and gold is referencing is the Venetian Ballot. So the Venetian Ballot is these metal balls. They were originally silver and gold. I have recreated this. And they are brass and steel. So, I'm going to do a whole video on the Venetian Ballot. So you would have these on the sides of the room and another one in the center of the room. And so you would go to these various containers. It's described as being of turned wood in the historical record of Contarini. And so you would have to go and choose a ball. And this one here is silver. And so I would have to go back to my seat. Now, if I were to choose a gold, of course I'd be doing this without looking, because that's cheating. So I picked a gold one. It's brass, but it's a gold one in the Venetian Ballot. And then I would have to go from the side of the room to the center where this would be waiting. And then I would pick from here. Gold. So, I was chosen. and I would be chosen to go and form a council and an electoral council. So I and 9 others would be choosing a candidate to be elected for a magistracy by the whole Grand Council in Venice. Okay, so also the music that's been playing. This music, and you heard this in episode 1 too, was the music by Benedetto Marcello. Benedetto Marcello was a Venetian official. He was actually a government official. He was part of the Grand Council. He's part of the 40, and then he, which was like the Venetian Supreme Court. Then he was actually the Proveditore of Pola, which is in modern day Croatia, but it was long held by the Venetians for centuries, and he actually went there to be like a governor for a few years. But he always loved composing music. That was his first love. He didn't really want to go into politics, but he did it out of duty. And but luckily, we still have his music passed down to us today. Then I want to share this one with you. This is by Antonio Vivaldi. Vivaldi was a Venetian, not involved in politics, but he was a composer. And he was, so you're going to hear that in future videos too. That was also kind of an unofficial, it was adopted as an unofficial anthem of Venice. So we're gonna have a lot of Venetian themed imagery in this and references in these videos. All right, so that's all I have today. If you like these videos and want to support me, please help me out on Patreon. You can also, and please like and subscribe on YouTube. For the Classical Republican, long live the Republic.